Welcome to my live, pretty much. Hopefully, my fan is not too loud. Um, it feels good outside in New York City, but still, it's toasty in my house, so I like to keep my fan on. Hopefully, everybody is doing all right. I said, let me try to go on a little bit earlier tonight to chat with y'all. Let's see who comes in the chat. Hopefully, you're not busy this Sunday night. Y'all just probably getting ready for work for the week. And I won't be getting ready for work for the week because my temp job is over. I am so excited that my temp job is over. And I want to talk about chosen ones working these matrix jobs. That's a topic I love to talk about, okay? And I've just learned so much from this job that I just finished. 3 weeks went that fast. It's crazy. Hey, Samantha, how are you? It feels so weird without my nails. I'm gonna get my nails done. Um, I don't know. Next week when I get paid, I'll get my nails done. It feels so weird without nails. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to see who. Hey, real, where you been? You missed like my last 3 lives. I got my wine today. Okay, my red wine. It is so cold outside. It's so chilly outside in New York. Fall is early. It's like, whoa, feels so weird. Samantha says, I'm good. I need to find something work wise, but been blackballed in my city. Well, maybe it's time to get out your city. I'm gonna be looking for my third job for the year. It's so crazy to say that. Oh my gosh. If I if I if or when I do get hired, between this month or next month, which I feel I am gonna get hired, it will be my third job for the year. And that's completely fine because that's just the life of the chosen one or awakened one, so to say. We deal with a lot of BS at the job. And I just left a job basically. It was only for a few weeks. So I did my 3 weeks. They wanted me to stay one more week, but I decided not to stay that week. They do make it so hard, and I just can't wait for the day where I can just work for myself again. So, for many years I was a hairstylist and I worked alone. I didn't like working in salons. I worked in a salon before. I didn't like it. It was so much jealousy in the salon. And I just can't wait till God guides me to where the next thing I'm supposed to do, where I could just work from home or work for myself. I'm gonna try to find some remote work and see if that will kind of cut down the energy. So I do suggest that some chosen ones, they get lucky. They're lawyers, they're doctors, they love their job. But a lot of us, that's not our story. Okay. Not all of us work in corporate America and love it. I've talked to a lot of other chosen ones where they love their matrix job. They love it. They're safe. People love them. There's nothing, they have no drama at work, but there's a lot of us that do have this particular drama. Do me a favor, guys, and click like on this chat for me so that more people will come in. I'm just waiting for more people to come in so I can start telling y'all what happened at this temp job that I just left. Ignore my pimple. Yep, you always do well when you work for yourself. I feel like that's alignment. You know, um, I just heard this woman. I think she changed her name on social media, but her name is Haidia. She's a goddess. She's a healer. She used to live in New York and then she moved to Miami. and she used to do wigs, right? Natural hair wigs, and she worked with Erica Badu, Jill Scott, Naomi Campbell, like all these people, and then she got into healing work. And she was talking about entrepreneurship, and she was saying how it's really our energy and how we make money when it comes to entrepreneurship. So if you're not healed, if you're not in alignment, if you don't have self-love, that it's going to impact your money. And that is so true. I did pretty well. I wasn't balling when I was a hairstylist, but I did well to the point where I was able to take care of myself. I didn't have to go on welfare or anything like that. So I did pretty well. I feel like I made the most money whenever I was doing entrepreneurship, pretty much. And it was safer. I was able to control the energy more. I can write a book. I had crazy ass hair clients. Crazy hair clients. That's why I don't feel bad for these people who have horrible hairstylists, because I feel like the karma has reversed, because people didn't appreciate having good stylists like myself and other people who used to wash your hair, who used to give you advice about your man or your family, used to pray with you. People didn't appreciate those old school type of loving, healing type of hairstylists. And that's why tables turn, and now you have clients crying, getting played. So I see that it's reversed now. So that's why you have horrible hairstylists now, and the clients are crying and complaining because they did not appreciate the healing, loving hairstylists years ago. Pretty much. Ooh, I feel so well rested. I'm so happy. Oh my gosh, I have been so tired. This job really wiped me out. I'll just start talking because I don't really see nobody, but I hope everybody is doing well. So I had, in June, I had quit a job in June, and I was working there for 8 months, 8 or 9 months or something like that. And they hated me at that job. They hated me because they couldn't control me. They hated me because they wanted me to be a mammy. They wanted me to tap dance for these white customers and stuff like that. They hated me because they wanted me to get credits, open credit accounts, and I refused to do that because when they hired me, that wasn't asked for in my job description. And because I wasn't getting credits, and they felt that I could, because one day they saw me get 3 credits within 20 minutes. So once people see that you're good at something, they expect you to do that. Pretty much. They wanted me to get on board, and I was like, nah, I'm not getting on board. I don't care if I have that energy to where I can bring in more money for this company. You did not hire me to do that. So instead of firing me so I can get unemployment, what they did was they started cutting down my hours and fucking with my money, which they will pay for that, because whenever you fuck with the chosen one, you're gonna get it back, pretty much. What the right thing for them to have did was to fire me so I can rightfully get unemployment, and they chose not to do that. I applied for unemployment. They fought back. I wasn't about to go back and forth with them, and then the next thing you know, August came and I get hired for this job, pretty much. I think it was the end of July that I went to the interview, or beginning of the first week in August, I was hired. And then I just did this 3-week temp job. Now, what's funny about this three week temp job, I had so many revelations within the last 3 weeks, which is crazy. I thought the job was going to be 5 weeks, but it wasn't. It was 3 weeks for regular workers and 5 weeks for managers. I didn't apply for a manager position. When I look back, I was qualified for a manager position, pretty much. What y'all saying? Oh, I don't have a new job. Ajra. Ajra? AJ. I'm just going to call you AJ. I don't have a new job. No new job. I did the job for 3 weeks. The job is done. I finished on Friday. Woo, I'm so happy. It's done. Goodbye. Get the hell away from me. And I will never go back. Okay. What's really funny about this job that I worked this job 10 years ago. So I'm 41 now. So around 30, 31 years old, I worked this job 10 years ago. And I didn't like it, right? So let's talk about energy, but I just wanted to give you like a little rundown about what happened at the last job, pretty much, right? So, yeah, so I am unemployed. Okay. As of Friday, I am unemployed again. All right. So that means get your phone sessions in. Okay. Get them donations in, get them phone sessions in. Please click like when you come in the chat. Even if you a hater and you're not staying, click like on my live so that it can draw more people into the chat. So, anyway, let's go back to this job. So I'm gonna show y'all. I never tell people where I work, and here's why I don't tell people where I work, because y'all don't need to know where I work. The reason why, one, is for my safety. People are crazy. All right. Even though I have a small channel, even though I have a small platform, I have a TikTok, I have, a YouTube, people from my past stalk me. Okay. Y'all already know chosen ones get stalked. I get stalked from narcissists that I cut off. I get stalked from people who I've exposed. I get I get stalked from family members who did me dirty and I cut them off. I get stalked by ex-lovers who I found out the truth about them and I cut them off. I get stalked by women who weren't good friends and I ended the friendship and they can't ever let me go. And I have to protect a lot of my information. So I see a lot of y'all don't live in New York City. A lot of y'all live in different states. Y'all not thinking like that. There's people who are crazy who actually watch my live, watch my YouTube, and be like, oh, she says she worked there, and try to call my job and get me fired. Y'all not paying my bills. Y'all don't even want to donate half the time. So I'm never going to tell people where I work, but I am going to tell y'all this last temp job because y'all can't get me fired from there because I ain't there no more, right? And I'm going to show y'all where I worked for 3 weeks, okay? if y'all don't know what this is, then I guess y'all slow. So here's where I worked for the last 3 weeks, okay? Isn't this bag cute? Okay, this is my little silver souvenir bag. So I worked at the U.S. Open. Some of y'all are like, what the fuck is the U.S. Open? Some of y'all do not watch tennis. The U.S. Open is where every year professional tennis players, United States Tennis Association, they play, professional tennis players play for the finals at the U.S. Open. Okay, so that's where I worked for 3 weeks. And I worked in the US Open collection store, pretty much the biggest store in the park. That's where I worked at. And it had its ups and downs pretty much. The first thing was I was going home with these migraines, right? Like these spiritual attack headaches. And I know the difference between a migraine, a headache, and like a spiritual attack headache. So let me tell you what a spiritual attack headache feels like. It literally feels like somebody is stepping on your head. Okay? It feels like you're being literally pushed down into hell. That's what the fuck it feels like, okay? And I know the difference of the energy. Now, in concerts, arenas, when you're surrounded by thousands of people, you have to understand that millions of people go to the US Open in the 3 weeks, okay? Millions of people, not thousands, millions of people go to the US Open, right? So if you are an empath or you are a person with spiritual gifts, you're a chosen one, and you're at these jobs, these matrix jobs, you're taking on all this energy. Even just to go on my lunch break, I have to walk through thousands of people. All right. So I worked in the US Open store. So I'm talking to hundreds of people who are coming up to my register, or I'm walking the floor and I'm talking to them, or I was the girl at the door who's saying, good morning, welcome to the store. I'm at the exit door and I'm, telling people thank you for shopping with us. I played multiple hats. All right. Then you got to deal with your coworkers. Then you got to deal with the trifling ass managers. All right. So There was some people who took on to my energy immediately. Like they saw my light. They were like, oh my goodness, are you a manager? Like, I love you. You're this, you're that. They knew I wasn't no manager because certain workers wore certain color shirts. So all the managers wore either light gray shirts or dark gray shirts, okay? And or blue. And if you were just a regular worker, you wore a black shirt, okay? I always had a black shirt on. Um, so what I noticed was there was some managers who they kind of just, stood from across the room staring at me, analyzing me, trying to pick at something, trying to find something wrong with me. There was a couple of women managers I had some issues with. But I didn't do anything to them. They just did not like my energy, pretty much. When you are a chosen one and you have boss like energy, you have a bright light, people are just not going to like you, chosen one. When you go to these jobs, you didn't even say anything. You're quiet, you clock in, you do your job, and you go the fuck home. They're still going to have a problem with you. They're still going to try to find something wrong with you, okay? It was this one white lady. She was a manager and she was a higher up. She was a weirdo. She was just very weird. She would stand like a couple of feet away. Let's say she'll stand like maybe 10 or 12 feet away, and she would just glare like this. And she would just focus. She would stand like where my register was. And the whole 3 weeks I had the same register. And she would just stand over there and she'll be glaring. She's not paying attention to there will be like maybe 20 cashiers. She wouldn't even look at them. She would just stand across from my register just glaring at me. And there was a white girl that I worked with. I'm going to tell y'all about her. She was to my right and she'll be like, why is she staring at you like that? This girl picked up on everything, okay? She was like, why is she looking at you like that? What is wrong with her? And she could not catch me anything. You could tell like she was following me around the store. She was glaring at me. She'll walk behind my register and just stand there like a dog and just stand there staring or like trying to listen to the conversation, but she's not watching the younger people. Keep in mind, at the US Open, when they hire people, they mostly hire young people. They hire from like 16 to 60. But it was a lot of high school kids, a lot of college kids who needed money to just work there and leave, right? But instead of her watching the 16-year-olds, instead of her watching the people who had never had a fucking job in their life, she was so fixated on me. And this is something that happens to chosen ones. They don't know why they don't like you. They don't know why your energy makes them uncomfortable. Even if you're in a lower position than them, they gotta find something about you that's going to make them feel comfortable. Like, see, I knew that's why I didn't like her. And I can tell she started to feel stupid because all the male managers loved me. I'm going to say this. All right. Working with men is much easier than working with women. I understand that women, we have been mistreated. There was times we couldn't work. We needed a husband in this country. We couldn't even get a bank account. I understand that. But it seems like it's a particular type of black woman and then a particular type of white woman in the workplace that are fucking bullies, right? I'm not even going to tell you what demographic they're from, but it's this particular black woman and a white woman in the workplace that become bullies, all right? And I cannot stand that. And I always have an issue with either a black woman or a white woman that is just creating scenarios that don't exist in the workplace. So I really, really appreciate the male managers that I work with, because they just saw my light and they fucked with it. They really made my job easier. There was one day, there was a black assistant manager, a woman, and she wrote on my chart that I was missing. I was like, wait, what? So I go to her and I said, what's going on? I heard that you reported me that I was missing. She was like, yeah, I don't know where you were. I said, Well, the higher up told me to go onto the floor to help the people on the floor, on the sales floor. And she was just like, what's their name? I said, Brandon. She was like, there's no Brandy that works here. I said, Brandon. And Brandon walked over. He was just like, yeah, I told her to go do something for me. Like, make sure you remove that, So they were literally creating things like that could have got me fired. Writing missing on the board could have got me fired. I was pissed. I reported her to HR, and the next day she was moved from my building. She did not come back. She did not manage in that building anymore. They moved her. So these are different things that happen in the workplace, the chosen ones. They start to create fake scenarios to try to get you fired, try to make you look bad, try to get people not to like you. She tried to clean it up, and she tried to talk to me, later on that day, because she felt stupid that she fucked up like that. But it was like too late. Like, girl, you try to get me fired. Like, you already know how hard it is for Black people in the workplace, and you really try to get me fired? That was messed up. So I had like these different things happening. But I noticed before I left, they had my name. The mill managers put my name on a list so that I could stay an extra week to make more money. They even gave me like a little certificate of saying like outstanding work, outstanding attitude, So a lot of times, chosen ones, people will see your light. It's not always going to be bad. You're going to have like the good and evil at the job, but some people are actually going to see your light. They're going to see how hard of a worker you are, and they're going to acknowledge you. And that kind of like made me feel good, because at my last job, they hated me. They couldn't stand me. They told me that people were making reports about my personality. And I'm like, my personality? What? My whole life I was told I had a great personality. Now you're telling me people are saying that they don't like me? So at this job, I really did get validated that sometimes you're just not in the place where you're supposed to. I truly believe I was meant to be at this place for the 3 weeks. And I learned so many lessons being there, So keep that in mind, guys. And just because you need money, don't just take it. I know that it's hard. You got to pay your bills. You got to pay rent. You got to pay this. You got to pay that. But just don't take anything, all right? Don't just take any job just to make money, because this is why you'll have horrible experiences at these places, because that energy is literally pushing you out to something better. All right? Good evening, Raquel. Everyone, don't forget to thumbs up. Thank you. Samantha B. I prefer to work with men. I work in IT, and the women swear I'm coming for their position. Yup, that's what it is too. I go to get my check and leave. Exactly. You got to figure it out. I can't tell you what you should do for money. I have a YouTube. I have donations that come through it. Create. That's what you do. Create. I'm saying don't just take anything. Why would you just take anything and then every 3 months you're miserable, and then you get sick, and then you're stressed, and then you're creating these scenarios? Don't just take anything. You know what I'm saying? Create. God gave you talents. Use your talents. If you don't know your talents, that means you don't know yourself. Then it means you got work to do. You got to do some healing work. You got to do shadow work. You got to get to know yourself. For me, I'm always creating. So if I'm not working, that means, I got to get online. I got to create, content. I got to get donations. I got to get phone sessions. If I want to go do hair again, I can go do hair. Use your talents to make money. A lot of times these doors for these jobs are being closed because God is saying, I did not tell you to go get a 9-to-5. I told your ass to use the talents I gave you. I told you to listen to me when I was telling you about that creation. You're not listening to me. And a lot of times your money will be held up because God is tired of you keep chasing. Getting a 9-to-5 is easy. Getting a 9-to-5 is easy. Being an entrepreneur is harder. Creating from your own talent from your own gifts is harder. But once you get the flow of it, that's when your money really will come in. That's what you do. And if you keep going that 9 to 5 route and it's not your calling, you're going to be broke. You're going to be forever broke. You're going to be chasing and you're going to be miserable. I'm letting you know that right now. And spiritually, it's not working anymore. We have left the third dimension. So it's not even going to be honored. A lot of y'all are going to be sitting at home for months, maybe even years, and you're not going to be able to find a 9 to 5 because it's not being spiritually approved anymore. God is literally forcing people to use their gifts and use their talents. And if you don't know your gifts or talents, that means you haven't been trying new things. That means you're not reading enough. That means you're not researching or studying enough. That means that you're not paying attention around you to the signs and symbols when God is talking to you. That means you're not doing your healing work. That means you're not spending time with yourself. And that's why you're misguided. That's why you feel lost. You don't know what to do. And it means you actually don't have a relationship with God. You're lost. That's why you're lost. And hey, if you happen to get high at 9 to 5, it doesn't mean that you're going to be happy. It could mean that you're going to be miserable. I'm telling you that right now. Oh, hey. But you didn't write the question wrong because I hear that question all the time. And I say that to the people all the time. Oh my God, so happy I caught you live. I'm from London. Glad you caught me too. I plan to visit London one day. But that's what it is. You start strategizing. I even think like, oh man, I got clothes I can't fit anymore. I need to buy a printer. I'm going to do that when I get paid next week. I'm going to buy a printer and go on like Poshmark and just start selling my clothes. There goes money there. You got to have a hustler mindset, because what's the sense of working at these 9 to 5s if you're miserable? It makes absolutely no sense. Why do we? Insanity is doing something over and over again and thinking that you're going to get the same results. And what I'm realizing is that the things I used to do for money is not being approved spiritually anymore. God is like overlooking it, going, nope, can't get in that door. You can't get in. I have been getting rejection emails, even from retail jobs, and I have tons of experience. I've been getting rejection emails, like for the whole month. So now I'm gonna have to look for another position, and I don't know what I'm gonna do next, but I trust God that God is going to lead me in the right direction. Write down what you want, write it down, manifest it, how much money you want to make, what kind of boss you want, what kind of coworkers you want, you know, how much vacation time you want, how far is your job? Does your job travel? Write everything you want from that job down. Okay, and watch it come to life and do your part. Apply. Your part is applying to the job. Your part is maybe going back to school and becoming more educated. Your part could be just researching everything about that company. Do your part so the universe, God, can do their part, and it will come to you. But be very specific. All right, the next job I want, it cannot be physical labor. I cannot do physical labor like that. I'm 41 years old. I got a bad knee. I ain't no spring chicken no more. I don't want to work a job where I have to put physical labor. 20 years, I was a hairstylist. You stand up and do hair. I've never sat down and did hair in my life. I don't want to do no physical labor. The next job I wanted to just be surrounded by like maybe art, something about using my mind, something about using my gifts, things like that. I don't want to do physical labor in my next job, not even in my next lifetime. Even this job was physical labor and it was a lot. And another thing that happened to me at this job that probably happens to you sometimes is not physical labor, but you get spiritually attacked. I literally had to pray over myself. I had to shield myself. You can research what shielding is. I had to shield myself. I had to take a spiritual bath, a spiritual shower. I was putting crystals in my bra. I was putting crystals in my pockets, just going to work, because I felt like my energy was being drained. Even at these jobs, spiritually you'll start to break down. That's how they get you. They get you, spiritually first, and then your body starts to deteriorate. So why would you work at these jobs you're not supposed to be at, and it breaks down your spirit spiritually, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that happens, I've been realizing, and I had this experience. Y'all not even talking tonight, so I don't think I'm gonna be online that long because you're not really talking. Um, Another thing I realized, going a little bit off topic from uh the Matrix jobs, is desperate souls. I wrote it in the title, desperate souls. So chosen ones attract desperate souls, right? And this is something that I feel like chosen ones mess up at. Most chosen ones are empaths or have spiritual gifts or a great intuition. You have a lot to give spiritually. You have a bright light, you have bright spiritual light. You are genuine. You may not be too kind sometimes or nice, so to say, chosen one, but you have a lot to give. You're a good friend a lot of times, you're a good parent, a good family member. um you have a lot to give, and people see this, right? And chosen ones have a lot to teach people. It could be something minor too. It's not always something major spiritually, but just even how the way the chosen one might carry themselves. People are watching you. People are paying attention to every little detail about you. What you say? AJ says, we do. I've learned to use discernment more and more. I had to cut off a sibling. She used me emotionally and financially. It was a one-way relationship. Yeah, that happens. And I used to be the same way. And a lot of us chosen ones in the beginning, when you don't have that discernment or you're not fully aware of who you are, you'll have these one-sided relationships, right? People see you, chosen one, and they come to take. All right, they come to take, and a lot of time they come to take, they have nothing to give. Sorry, I'm cracking my neck. They come to take, they have nothing to give. And I realize, when you, first of all, when you're a chosen one, or when you're a healer or you're a high vibrational person, people say, well, let me address this. I've been getting some crazy ass comments on my videos, and I know that these are from people that they have not been following me. I've had this channel for 10 years. Any of my old heads, they have watched my videos of my spiritual growth through the years, right? I don't need anybody coming on my videos that I just posted like last week and thinking they fucking know me. You don't know me. If you have not watched my videos from 2015 and so on, or even 2020 and so on, you don't know my journey, okay? And one thing I hate is when people say, oh, you are what you attract. Now, in certain cases, when you are of light, you attract everybody. Okay? You're going to attract broken people, you're going to attract addicts, it's like the chosen one is like a hospital. And it's why you got to be very careful. You're always going to have broken people coming to you. You're always going to have people who ain't got nothing to give to you coming to you. You're always going to have people trying to use you for your light, trying to use you for your talent, trying to use you for your energy, trying to use you for your body. But most of the time, it's not sexual. They're coming to drain you of your light and information, right? And this is why spiritual discernment is very, very important. All right. So I attract positive people. I attract other chosen ones. I attract people, healers, other healers. I attract people who are spiritually or emotionally broken or immature. I attract everybody. So you're going to attract everybody. Now it's up to you to who are you going to allow into your aura? Who are you going to allow into your life? Okay? That's where you're tested at. Who you entertain, who you let get next to you. Right? That's why I call us chosen ones spiritual celebrities. You can't have access to most celebrities. Like at the US Open, I realized, oh wow, 10 years ago when I worked there, I used to see celebrities walk all over the grounds. Not this time. They got a whole nother entrance where the celebrities can go through. They're up in the box. They don't want to be walking around shopping. They don't want to talk to people. You don't have access to them. That's exactly how you have to act. That's how you have to act. You have to act like a spiritual celebrity sometimes. Everyone can't have access to you. Everyone cannot sit with you and break bread. Everyone cannot be friends with you. It's not that you're all that. It's not that you're better than them. It's just think about yourself like this. You're sitting in all white. Why would you sit with somebody who's dirty and filthy? Why did you do all that healing work? Why did you work on yourself? Why did you figure out who you were to sit with filth? You can do business with them, maybe. You can have conversations with them. You can lead them to healing. But to have an emotional connection with people who are filthy spiritually, make it make sense, chosen one. That don't make no damn sense. That doesn't make any sense. I understand, y'all believe in Jesus and Jesus was amongst all these different people. Yes, but they wasn't his homies. You feel me? He wasn't hanging out with them. He came to heal them and he left. And that's how you have to be too. So you're going to attract these desperate souls who are coming to you. Sometimes they don't even realize why they're drawn to you, right? They think that they think that you're just so cool and that's why they want to be around you. No, they're broken and they need healing. This is why sometimes they go straight to physical. They think they're sexually attracted to you when it's not sexual. Okay? So this is something I had to learn through time. You can't befriend everybody. You can't have relationships with every, family member who are broken. Let them go in the incubator. Let them do their healing work. You give them the books. You give them the tools. You tell them about themselves and you release them. That is your job. It is not your job to befriend broken people. It doesn't make any sense. This person's doing drugs and you're sober. Why would you hang out with them? This person is broken, don't even want to go see a therapist, doesn't even want to see a life coach, don't even want to read a self-help book. But you've done, like myself, done 11 years of fucking healing work and they want to befriend you. Why would you be that person's friend? Make it make sense. You do your makeup or you go get a haircut, your hair looks good, you take a shower every day, maybe 3 times a day, you take care in your hygiene or your health or you work out or whatever. Why would you hang out with a slob who don't even wash their ass every day or wash their hair or brush their teeth? Make it make sense. You have to understand that when you have a lot to give, these are the type of people who you're going to attract. Don't be so sweet, chosen one. I used to be like that. Oh, I feel bad for them. I guess I'll hang out with them because nobody else is talking to them. Nobody else is hanging out with them. They don't have any friends. You cannot have emotional connections to these people. You give them the word, you give them that light, and you release them. They got to do the work. You can't force them to become something that you want them to be or that they need to become. You cannot have friendships with these people because what happens is through time, they envy you. And when you have envy, the spirit of envy and jealousy, This is why chosen ones are always complaining about friendships and always complaining about backstabbing and sabotaging, because you keep making friends with people who are actually your spiritual assignments. They was not meant to be your friend or your lover. They were only meant to be your spiritual assignment, but you kept them like a little guinea pig. You kept them like a pet. Of course they're gonna turn on you. Of course they're gonna betray you. What can they give you? They can't give you anything. They're broken. They can't give you anything. All they can give you is drama. All they can give you is jealousy. All they can give you is fucking headaches. And that's it. And this is something I had to learn the hard way too. So now when I see these little red flags about people, I believe them immediately and I get from around them. I always give them a word of encouragement. I always tell them who they are, because most of the time they ask me, once they realize I'm spiritual, oh, what do you think about me? I tell them the truth. Okay? And I move on. That's it. I don't think about them. I ain't worried about them. I did my part as a chosen one, which is to encourage, which is to shed your light, and you move the fuck on. Stop trying to make your spiritual assignments a relationship or a friendship because you're desperate and you're lonely. Stop it. You're gonna regret it in the end. I'm telling you. They're gonna make you make your all white dirty. They're gonna dirty you up. That's what they're going to do. They never just take your information and try to better themselves. What they try to do is become you or destroy you. And this is why we experience those type of hardships in relationships with people. Hi, Mark. What is it? Maroc? Hi, Maroc. Greetings from Germany. Greetings from New York City. Thank you. Welcome to my live. You'll probably have to watch the playback. What's up, assorted views? No business friends with these folks. Nope. They want to feed off your energy so bad too. Yes. Let me tell you something. So I met a girl at work. She's a white girl. And she's younger than me. I'm 41, she's 25, right? I don't really make friends with people in their 20s, right? I feel like people in their 20s, now, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of followers or a lot of supporters, Soul Tribe, that are in their 20s and they are extremely advanced, extremely mature, old souls. That's cool. But for me, I prefer to be friends with people 30 and over. That's just my preference, because there's certain things, no matter how mature a 20-something-year-old is, there's certain things that they just have not gone through that I've gone through or understand, right? You could be wise in one area and still be immature in other areas. Okay, so that's the reason why I tried it. I tried befriending young women in their 20s and it was a disaster, a fucking disaster. But I love y'all guys. Y'all like my little brother, little sister, or I'll say younger brother, younger sisters. But we can't be friends until you hit 30 and over, okay? until you gotten over your Saturn return, we can't be friends like that, okay? We can have conversation, we can do business together, but that's it. Even dating wise, I prefer men between over 30 or 35 and over, because there's just certain things that, over that age that you've experienced or should have or understand basically in life and even astrologically, right? Astrologically. But anyway, this young lady is 25. She's a white girl. And we worked next to each other the whole 3 weeks at this job. She's a Leo. I'm a Leo. Now, immediately I noticed, and this is something that chosen ones noticed, I was like, she's a desperate soul, right? She started asking a lot of questions. She started revealing too much information. I should not know in 3 weeks, certain things. I'm not going to tell all her business just in case she comes across this video, but I shouldn't know super personal things about your life. That's letting me know that means you don't have people to talk to. Okay. I shouldn't know, a lot of things from your childhood within 3 weeks. That's inappropriate. I shouldn't know your everyday routine, where you live, things about your relationship, um, you know, how her home is dirty, or how she doesn't bathe every day, or just all these things. There's a lot of information that I'm picking up. She's an alcoholic, and the list goes on. So one day, after work, we were clocking out, and she said, "Oh, we were walking by a guy, and they sell liquor at the U.S. Open." So a guy was drinking espresso martini, and I said, "Oh my gosh, I love espresso martinis." And she said, "Well, let's clock out. I'll buy you espresso martini. Let's just drink here." And I said, "Drink where? At the job?" I said, "No, no, 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 no." I said, "At the orientation, they said when you clock out, you're supposed to leave the premises." She was like, "Oh, well, sometimes I do overtime and I clock out, and me and some guys, we go in the warehouse and we drink." And I'm like, "Girl, what? What are you talking about? You're drinking with men." And keep in mind, she's engaged. So after work, you're going to the warehouse and you're buying liquor on the premises, and you're going in the warehouse and drinking. I was just like, "Oh no." I said, "Let me tell you something. I'm one of those people that people can do things, but as soon as I go to do something, which is a chosen one trait, all hell breaks loose." Okay. I'm telling you that if I would have clocked out, bought an espresso martini, and was drinking on the premises, how much you want to bet security would have came up to me, and they would have been like, "Give me your credentials. Good night. Don't come back." Escort you off the premises. I'm telling you, this is the type of stuff that happens to chosen ones. I told her no. I said, "You know what? I'm not tired. We can actually go to a happy hour at a restaurant right now, but I'm not drinking on the premises. I'm not drinking on the US Open grounds." Girl, you crazy? And you got to be careful, guys, because a lot of you chosen ones are like soft. You don't know how to defend yourself yet. You're not on that level. You're not a super chosen one where you're able to, talk, speak up for yourself, and say no. You don't have boundaries yet. Where some of you would have actually cocked out and would started drinking on the job. You know what I'm saying? Or not on the job, but at your job, and you gotta be able to say no to these desperate souls. It really wasn't about the drinking. It was that she just desperately wanted to be around me. She wanted to be in my energy. She wanted to hang out. So we end up going to my favorite little Mexican spot, and I noticed she's just like guzzling down beers, and I'm just looking at her like, okay, yeah, this she's definitely alcoholic. And she said that she drinks before she clocks in. Like, she makes sure she drinks like a bottle of wine before she gets to work, and drinks coffee. So I'm just like, this is crazy. And you got to be very careful. And a lot of times when you're a chosen one, you feel sorry for the desperate soul. You want to be around them. You want to give them your light. And she instantly became addicted to my energy. We hung out, whatever, it was cool. She's an intelligent woman, so she had a lot to talk about. So that was pretty cool. You know, so whatever, 2 hours, we're at the restaurant, then I go home. The next day, she's like, "Oh my gosh, can we go out this weekend?" I said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. See, there you go. This is why you can't really be around these desperate souls, because they become addicted to your energy, chosen one." All right. I said, for one, we just hung out a few days ago, like not even a few days, like the next day she said that. I said, maybe next week, maybe we can hang out. And she didn't listen. She actually hit me up and asked to hang out yesterday. Mind you, I just went to happy hour with her on Tuesday, and then you're asking me to hang out with you Saturday. So you see what happens when you give people a little bit of your light. They get really hungry, chosen one. They get really desperate. You don't got to be a chosen one. You could even just have high vibrational energy. These people need to be in your energy. They need to charge up. They feel so good in your energy. You got to be careful with these desperate souls. Be very, very careful. Hi, Deborah. The sort of views become you or destroy you. Exactly. Hey, Plancies, what's up, girl? Love the hair. Thank you. The frequencies are different at that point. Yep, exactly. So please, guys, be very careful with these type of souls. They'll leech. Hey, Ashley, what's up, girl? How you been, love? Ashley says, "Greetings, Queen. You're shining. I'm listening and cooking. You are helping to save lives. Keep doing your thing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it." Oh yeah, y'all already know the routine. It's been almost an hour since I've been talking. I do take donations. All right. My Cash App is $the light 777. My Zelle and my PayPal is Neo Angie Angie 3000 at yahoo.com. That information could be found in the description bar on this video. All right. Thank you. If you love what I've been talking about so far, feel free to donate to me. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, Paradigm, how you been? You late. Clancy says, "I'm glad I came across you today. Very grateful." What is that? That's lifting. I'm cooking and cleaning. Everybody cooking. What y'all cooking? Gotta get stuff done. Gotta stay in high frequency light. You sure do. Ashley, I'll be able to donate when I get paid. Oh, Ashley, you always donate to me. Thank you so much, love. I appreciate you. You always donate. Thank you so much. You're the bomb. But yeah, so this is just something, I am just so glad I'm self-aware of this. I will never be friends with this young lady. She asked to meet up next week. I might meet up with her next week for dinner, but I am very, very vocal. I'll let people know straight up, like, listen, we're not friends. I don't want you to think that we're friends. We're not friends. And some people get angry. Some people get upset. And let me backtrack. So this was, y'all already know my hair is short. This is a wig, but my hair is short. You can go to my videos. I cut my hair off, my natural hair, my real hair, in June. And this was the first job I did not wear this wig because it was too hot. Like, I'm running around the store and going through the warehouse, and it is a lot. Okay. It's a lot. It takes literally 20 minutes just to clock in. All right. So I wore my shortcut the entire 3 weeks at this job. I only wore the wig on the weekends, pretty much, or my head wraps. So, but I always wore makeup. So I had my little earrings and I had, my makeup. I always had a nice lipstick on, look clean, look professional. We had a uniform to wear anyway. And, still looked feminine. Now, this was the first job that I wore my natural hair short. Through the years, I've cut my hair off that short 4 times, and I don't think I've ever wore that in a workplace, right? So remember when I said these desperate souls, they start off loving your energy, and then eventually they realize, wow, how dark they are. You have to... Woo! You got to understand, people realize how dark they are. And I'm not talking about complexion. I'm talking about internally. They realize how dark they are when they get around people of light. Okay? When they're around people of light, you are highlighting their insecurities. Right? So she started to say, oh, wow, I don't wear lipstick. And I'm going, what? What are you talking about? Where's that coming from? Duh, Angelique. She's realizing every day you wear lipstick. So now she's starting to stare at me going, damn, that lipstick looks nice on her. Maybe I need to wear lipstick, or maybe I need to get my skincare. Then she starts talking about her skin. I don't got great skin. I actually broke out this summer, but, maybe in comparison to her, she felt I have clear skin. So all of a sudden now she's talking about her skin. She's talking about her hair. She's talking about this. She's talking about that. It doesn't even have to just be your internal light, chosen one. It could be the way you carry yourself. I carry myself pretty well. I'll say, I'll give that, to myself. I'll give myself that credit in a humble way. I'm into makeup, and I don't wear heavy makeup to work. I did like, because US Open wanted people to have, you know, for those of you who just came in the chat, I worked at the US Open for 3 weeks. Okay. US Open is the, United States Tennis Association. Okay. Where all the professional tennis players come together, once a year, and they compete basically. But anyway, so, um, even the way the chosen one walks, talks, does their hair, dresses, this does bother people. So not only chosen one are you together physically, but you're together internally. So these people start to pick away at themselves when they're in your presence. So this young lady started to do that. And one day after work we went the same direction, and then she said, "Oh, can you come me to Dwayne Reed's at the drugstore? I want to buy lipstick." And I just started smiling, and I knew that she only was buying that lipstick because every day she sees me coming in with a different kind of lipstick. And one of the higher up managers, I think he had a crush on me, but I don't date old men. He was like maybe 60 years old, handsome guy, but I don't date older men. I like my men like about 30, 35. But anyway, he grabbed my hand like this and was like, "You know what I want to tell you?" And I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" And he said, "Your makeup is always on point every day. You look beautiful." And she peeped that. She saw that, So sometimes people, they're watching how other people interact with you, chosen one, and it's like, damn, people don't talk to me like that. People don't acknowledge me like that. So maybe in her head she was like, let me go get some lipstick, let me go wash my hair, finally let me get my shit together. By just being in your presence alone, chosen one, people want to better themselves, but sometimes they'll envy the way you make them feel. Okay, basically. So you got to be careful with these desperate souls, because it starts out as admiration and then it turns slowly into hateration. Okay. All right. All right. Let me see. Oh, Lord. Let me get these. We got our first troll up in here. Like, bro, get the hell up out of here. All right. Let's see. Let me go back and read what y'all saying. Paradigm says, "I only talk to people at work about business, then go home." Keep that. Keep that. Okay. I be talking about everything. I ain't gonna front. I don't be telling them my business, but I just be telling, I talk about everything, but not my business. You get it? Plant seeds, veggies, and some rice and cannabis oil. Oh, that sounds good. Well, besides the cannabis oil, because I can't do it. I'll be messed up. Uh, I'm sorry I'm able to donate right now. I had to replace a tire in Alaska. That's $300. Well, I'm glad you had the money to replace your tire. May I suggest you guard your beautiful energy greatly when you go and have that interaction? I'm sure it'll be fun and entertaining for you both of you, but your energy before. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, her energy is weak. I can't, I didn't mean to say that, but yeah, her energy is weak. She doesn't drain me. My energy is too powerful, pretty much. So if I do ever meet up with her again, I'm not like afraid of her or something like that. Yeah, her energy is pretty low. A lot of these people's energy is so low that it's kind of like a fly around you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really impact you. Now, I've been around some people where literally they're draining me pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Plan C says, but sometimes we have to be very honest and frank, especially to those kinds of energies. They don't have anything else to grab onto. Yeah, it's like a moth to a flame. That's funny you said moth to a flame, and I just said fly. Ashley says, I'm cooking stir fry for the first time. I love stir fry stuff. You're on point. They suck your light and energy, always watching and clocking. Yep. They can never be a chosen one, and they know it. Yeah, which is crazy because I really think that this girl has potential to be so much more. she's very intuitive. Believe it or not, she's very intuitive. She actually picked up on the negative energy in the building. Um, she said things that kind of indicated, that she had been through a lot, right? She's originally from Russia. She was an orphan. She got adopted by a narcissist, Jewish woman. So, she claims that her mom has a lot of money, the woman that adopted her and raised her. So there was, I feel like she kind of has like a chosen one, like life path, but because she's in such a dark place, she's engaged. I'm not gonna talk about how I feel about her fiance, but I don't like the relationship that she's in from what she's telling me. But if she can like maybe go to rehab, get some help, maybe um do some healing work, I think that she can be a great, amazing soul, pretty much. That's what I would say. But when you're around these type of people and they're broken, like I said, they see your light and they want to be, like they can get addicted, pretty much. They really can get addicted. So you got to be very careful. Hmm. My wine got kind of hot. I gotta put some ice in it. There we go. Glad I bought a cup of ice. Mm. So let me tell you something. When I was wanting to tell y'all, going back to click like on the chat for me, guys. I wanted to tell you. So then first, the person they see, they admire you, they want to be in your energy. Then you give them a dose of your good energy, chosen one. Then they realize, damn, this person makes me feel good, but this person doesn't make me feel good too. And she asked me, she was like, do you do tarot? I said, no, I don't do tarot. She said, well, can you read people? I said, yes. She said, well, can you tell me about myself? What do you think? So I looked at her and I said, do you want to know the truth? And she said, yes. I said, okay. I said, you may not like this truth, but I think you have a sweet soul, but you have a lot of healing work to do. You are self-destructive. You have a lot of healing work to do. And then the next day she asked me again. I said, I already told you who you were. And she was just like, I know, but I did not like your answer. I said, oh, well, that was my answer because that's the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat and lie to you. You know who the fuck you are. I'm going to tell you who you are. And this is the thing about it, guys. They hate that you're able to see the truth about them, right? I think that she really is a sweet soul. I don't think like she's a demon or anything like that. I just think that she is a broken soul and she's using alcohol and she's using food and coffee and all these different things to mask. She also has autism, she's ADHD, so she has a lot going on, and those things just cover it. And I know because I was an emotional eater. I even went through a phase where I actually had an eating disorder. I used to starve myself since I was 8 years old. You know what I'm saying? Because I was always the big kid. So I've done certain things where I know what she's doing. She's emotionally eating. Um, doing, you may not eat food, but you're doing coffee. No one should be drinking 18 cups of coffee a day. No one should be drinking beer, drinking wine, every single day. No, you might get a heart attack. Even I know that. So these are things that people use. They use these substances to mask their pain and avoid the healing work that they need to do, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? Samantha says, be careful of people who copy you. Yes, 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 yes. In any manner, it can get weird and then it can get dangerous. Yeah. She even tried to introduce me to her man because the Mets team. So Citi Field is literally right across the street from the US Open. So her man was working at Citi Field. So she was like, you want to meet my man? I said, hell no. So This is a red flag when people are trying to pull you in their life too quick. No, 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 no. And it's because they need someone of high value. They need someone of light where they can like feed off that person's energy. Ashley said, told her straight no chaser. She needed it. Yeah. Let me tell you something. In these 3 weeks, I talked to so many people. They kept me in this particular store, but every day it was like new people coming in. I was a permanent. I think I did so well in there. They kept me there the whole 3 weeks. But every day we had new workers coming in. And it seemed like I was there to like give people messages. Like there was this one guy talking about how he used to be in an abusive relationship. He said, I'm calling out tomorrow. I said, why? He said, because my abusive ex-girlfriend, she's going to be working in here tomorrow. And I'm like, don't call out because of her. Like, you scared of her? He was like, yo, she used to put her hands on me. I'm laughing. It's not funny because men get beat too. But I said, hell no. I said, yo, let me know if she puts her hands on you. You come to me, you tell me, I'm going to check her. He said, all right, all right. But he called out. He did not show up the next day. He was scared, I guess. And he said that she was a Scorpio. So she was a dark-sided Scorpio beating on men. And he was a Pisces. He said he already had a new girlfriend. I think he was like 18 or 19 years old or whatever. And he was like, yeah, I don't understand her. And I tell you, I told this man, I said, that girl was broken before you met her. And he looked at me. He said, so there's nothing, I didn't make her like that? I said, no, you didn't do that to her. She was like that before you got to her. He was like, whoa, I needed to hear that. So a lot of times, chosen one, God will just put you somewhere just to talk to somebody. I kept having conversations like that with people where I was just dropping gems and wisdom, and they was just like, you know, you leave people different. People meet you. One of my managers, his name was Steven. He was so sweet. He looked at me on Friday. He said, you my angel. I almost wanted to cry. I said, what? Because, you know, my name is spelled angelic, but it's pronounced Angelique. He was like, you my angel. And I hugged him. You know, I'm sorry. I didn't, you know, go back. I was supposed to go back in today for one last day, but I decided to just make Friday my last day. And but I really had a good experience with him. But I thought that was so sweet. And he's gay. I don't think he was flirting or whatever. But I thought that was so sweet. Sometimes you really are people's angel. They see your light. They see your effort, chosen one. They really, really do. And I thought that was beautiful. I was like, what? What are he talking about? That's so sweet. You know, you just be nice, you know. And he was like, oh, because you always come to me and say, do I need help? Nobody asked me that here. Like, did I need help? Because I would just see him running around like a chicken with his head cut off. And I'd be like, you sweating, calm down. Here's some gum, calm down, relax. Sometimes chosen one, your energy is just so beautiful and so calm. I didn't realize that, you know, like how calm my energy can be for people, where it's just like, don't worry, like calm down, relax, don't overdo it. You know, sometimes you just, it's like a plant, like the chosen one could filter out the energy in the room or the business. And this is why those narcissists, they can't stand you at the job, because you filter it out, you make it better. You go to that job, you make it better, you calm people's nervous system down, you change the whole energy. And I felt bad a little bit because I had argued with this little girl because she tried to take my register. I should have apologized to her, but even negatively, a chosen one, you can change the energy, you know. And Friday, I had to check myself because I wasn't feeling well because the weather is changing. My allergies were going crazy. So I was kind of quiet. And there was a young man next to me. He said, can I borrow your scissors? I heard him the first time, but I just didn't answer him. I could be an asshole sometimes, guys. I really can. And then he was like, miss. I said, yes. Because I was in the middle of a transaction and he's asking me a question while I'm in the middle of my own transaction. And he said, miss, I said, can I borrow your scissors? I just went in my drawer and just handed it to him. And then he checked me in such a sweet way, a little Indian boy. He said, did I piss you off? And I said, no, why? He said, because you didn't answer me. I said, oh no, I didn't answer you because I was in the middle of my own transaction. I said, I'm sorry, I don't feel well. And I hate when it's noise all over me. I'm trying to finish a transaction and then here you come tapping me, asking me to borrow something. That's what happened. I apologize. So chosen ones, sometimes you gotta check your attitude too. And he checked me in such a sweet way. Like, you impact people. Like, they might not even know you, but when a chosen one got an attitude, or a chosen one unnecessarily an asshole, or we're mean, we shift the whole damn energy. So please, chosen ones, check your attitude as well. We're not always nice. I'm not always nice. My silence is very powerful, and your silence could be very powerful, chosen one. I didn't say nothing to him. I just got quiet, went in my drawer, and just handed him the scissors and didn't even look at him. I was doing too much, but it was like I was overstimulated. I'm trying to finish my own transaction. And when he said that, and then afterwards me and him started talking, and I was able to shift the energy to more positive energy by just having a conversation with him. We're not perfect. Chosen ones are not perfect. We can be assholes too, but just be mindful. Chosen one, your energy is not like everybody else's around you. Click like on my live for me, guys. Thank you. It's 22 people in here, and I got 9 likes only. Come on, man. Get me up to 15 likes. Thank ya. And so I have to sometimes check my energy, because our energy usually is more powerful than other people. Angelique, where are you from? New York, Brooklyn? No, I'm from Queens. No, probably not. Think you're younger. Love you though. Yeah, I'm from Queens, New York. I still live in Queens, not Jamaica, Queens. Okay. No, I am from Queens, New York. I am not that young. I am 41 years old. 1983, baby. People usually think I'm still in my 30s, but it's strange. Like, I feel I look my age, but it's weird. Like, if I'm with 30 something year olds, I look like them. If I'm with like 28, 29 year olds, I look like them. It's very strange. I feel like chosen ones have this ageless look to them, pretty much, where I can talk to a 16-year-old, I can talk to a 60-year-old. We're just timeless. Chosen ones are just timeless. Oh, you're from Cambria Heights? I have friends over there. It's just, the reason why I say not Jamaica, Queens is because every time I say Queens, they like, oh, Jamaica, and I'm like, no, I'm not from Jamaica. I'm from the other side. Like, I live like on the Long Island City side, pretty much. But I got stalkers. I can't really tell you exactly where I live, but I live closer to Long Island City. I live on that side of Queens. And no, I'm not from Ravenswood projects or Queensbridge. They say that too. I live in a house. Every time I say Long Island, they're like, "You from Queens? You from Queensbridge projects?" No, ain't nothing wrong from being from the projects, but I'm not from the projects. Exactly, Long Island City. Exactly. Yup. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So yes, chosen ones, be very mindful of your interactions with desperate souls. You're gonna know you came across a desperate soul because they give you too much information. They tell you your business. They tell you their business. They're venting to you too soon. They're trying to pull you in their life. They're mimicking you. Um, what else? You'll feel the energy. You'll feel that desperation energy. Like, they need a friend. They need a lover. That they don't want to be alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, one night, the young lady at work, she said to me after work, her man didn't get off till midnight. She stayed at the job till 10 o'clock. She worked from like 8:30 that morning till 10. She did overtime. I never did overtime. I left. I don't care how much money it was. And she said after she hung out, because it was a black guy that walked by us one day, and he said, "Hey, how you doing?" I said, "Who's that guy?" And she said, "Oh, me and him went drinking last night." I said, "Does your man know you went out with that man?" I told her, "Please be careful. You know, men are not friends. I'm sorry. I don't think most men are friends to women, and I think she needs to be careful." And that lets you know that's a desperate soul. Desperate souls do things that is out of character. Why are you an engaged woman meeting some random black man at work, and you some little white girl, and after work you walk from work 30 minutes down to a bar and you drink till midnight with a random man? Huh? That's dangerous. That is dangerous. Like, but desperate souls, they don't want to be alone. So they're gonna find people to be around, you know? Pretty much. So please be careful with these desperate souls. They're really just spiritual assignments. They're not meant to be in your life for a long time. But yeah, she's supposed to move soon. She's supposed to move to Connecticut. So I'm not worried. She won't be around, long or whatever the case is. You know. Paradigm says, I'm usually quiet and keep conversation concise. You know, that is definitely something that we need to master. Um, I know how to make you feel like we're cool and still clock out and go home. Okay. Like this young lady asked me for my phone number. She does not have my phone number. She has my Instagram. So that's how she can communicate with me. Another thing, be very careful, right? So the other night we were in Target. So after work, we go the same direction. I said, well, I'm going to Target. I need to get some stuff. So I went to Target. Keep in mind, she doesn't have my phone number. So, like the Target circle, some of you, I don't know if you shop at Target, there's an app. I use that app for Target. So whenever you shop at Target, you can get points basically, and coupons go to the app. So when you get to the register, you type in your phone number and everything is linked and it goes to the system. So I had to tell her, can you step to the side, please? I didn't want this girl looking at my phone number. You gotta keep your head on the swivel. People are like this. I didn't know if this girl was gonna try to memorize my phone number while I'm typing my phone number in, and also people don't even know how much money you spending, and when I got over to her after I finished, I said, look, don't take that personally, but I just met you. You don't need to know how much money I'm spending in Target. You don't need to know my phone number. That's why I asked you, could you step to the side? And she said, okay, no problem, cool. She said, but I was just so confused because the other night we went out to eat. I said, yeah, we went out to eat, but that's not shopping. That was us paying for our own food separately. What are you talking about? So these people, they know what they're doing. Be very careful, saying your phone number around these people, saying where you live around these people, saying very important dates and, information about yourself. Be very careful, guys. I'm telling you, because these desperate souls are listening. They're listening. They're paying attention. I'm telling you. Oh, I had this great encounter, guys, at the US Open. So there's a guy, I totally forgot his name on TikTok. I follow him. His content is amazing. He's a conscious brother. I don't know how old he is. He looks like he's probably in his late 20s, I'll say. He has locks. He usually wears his locks up in like a big bun. Very handsome guy. He's probably my complexion. And his content is about spirituality and wisdom, but he's mostly helping men, black men specifically, do their healing work. So I love his content. So he walks into the store that I was working in at the US Open, And I'm like, brother, come in. He's looking at me probably like, this woman trying to holler at me. I said, you got a TikTok? He said, huh? I said, do you have a TikTok? So he said, yeah. He just lit up. I said, your content is amazing. Keep up the good work. Even me as a content creator, if I see one of my favorite content creators out there, I am going to shout them out. Guys, if you ever see me in New York City, please stop me. I will take a picture with you. I'll talk to you. I'll vibe with you. But he lit up. He said he was going to follow me. I don't think he followed me, but it's okay. When I went to go type my name in his phone, he didn't have any reception because the reception is horrible at the US Open. But maybe he'll follow me later on. But it was dope. When I shook this man's hand, when I tell you my energy and his energy, I was like, yo, I had not touched a man that had that powerful energy. I don't know if y'all know, if you touch another chosen one, that energy is so fucking powerful. It's beautiful, guys. I don't know if you ever touched a high vibrational person, if they hugged you, if they shook your hand. It's electric. All right. I don't meet men like that on a regular. And he shook my hand 3 times. And he looked in my eyes too. I thought that was very interesting. He made me nervous. It's very hard for a man to make me nervous. I'm not really nervous around men like that. But his energy made me so nervous, but in a beautiful way. I was just like, woo. I don't really meet people every day that have my energy, but I was so glad that I told him that he's doing a good job, and I hope he continues to do his content. But that was probably one of the highlights of that job, really, was seeing somebody from online. Hello, how are you? What is it? Perlene's Life? How you doing? I've never seen you in here before. But yeah, I thought that was amazing. I thought that was beautiful that I came across another chosen one, and I came across somebody who had very powerful energy. Do y'all have any more questions? Cause y'all quiet tonight. Y'all just listening to me talk. If y'all ain't got no questions and y'all ain't talking, I'm gonna get up out of here. Another thing still that's been going on is just people's true character being revealed, and I'm so thankful for that. Pay attention to your dreams right now, guys. Pay attention to people talking. People are confessing things. You don't have to go looking for the information. um Hey Libra, where you been? You late. I'm about to get out of here because nobody's really talking up in here tonight. They quiet. I guess God got people's tongue. God got people's tongue. But something I'm noticing is that I'm getting a lot of confessions from people, or just people telling on themselves during conversation. I'm catching people in a lot of lies. So I need y'all to do more listening. When you're talking to people, just sit back and be quiet. Kind of like just let people talk, because you're gonna find out the truth of how people feel about you, what they did to you in the past when you weren't aware of, what they're doing behind the scenes. This year, and I said this, I did a video in the beginning of the year talking about it, and I think I did a mid video too of 2024, where people's truth and who they are being revealed. Even yourself is being revealed. There were things about myself that I learned this year too, and right now it feels like it's increasing. Death is increasing. Speaking of death, guys, do you not know I had a fourth death? Oh my gosh. So last week, one of the pastors of my church growing up died. I saw him in April at the girl that I grew up with in that church when she died. He was at her funeral, and now he dies. He goes in for a surgery and he dies. So that is death number 4 this year. Guys, I can't. I was so sad. He was such an amazing pastor. Even though I'm not in religion, I left religion 11 years ago. He did my mother's funeral, and that's why he's so special to me in my heart, because I picked him specifically to preach at my mother's funeral, and now he's gone. His funeral was on Thursday. I didn't go to the funeral, but I was able, I'm able to watch it online. It was recorded, and I have some friends that actually attended it, and God rest his soul. And he wasn't even old. He was like 60. That's pretty young. But going back to people's character, um people are telling on themselves. Please pay attention, please listen. um don't go backwards. I have been kind of having conversations with men from my past, and realizing that it's over. It's over. You may love these people, you may be sexually attracted to these people, guys, but even if you're horny and you're bored and you're lonely, don't go backwards. Go forward. God has somebody better for you. God has a better friend. God has a better lover for you. Don't force it. A lot of these people aren't spiritually and mentally and emotionally equipped to even fuck with you. All right? They're not. Let them go. Leave them alone. Y'all been cleaning. I gotta clean. I did a deep clean before my birthday, before my friend had came into town. But now I gotta do another cleaning because that's almost a month ago. Okay. I did put a new comforter set on my bed today. That's a start. I just been too tired. These people crazy. They was giving me so many hours. I was wiped out, guys. Ashley says, I'm sorry for your loss. Send me my condolences. Thank you. Thank you so much. I wasn't really close to these people, but these people all played a role in my life at some point in my life, pretty much. Yeah, I dropped my little tear, I shed a little tear for him when I found out he passed away. I was just like, this is too much. Death number 4 this year? What is going on? And the celebrities that are dropping like flies. It is crazy. Paradigm says, when you usually have dreams, do you visualize the truth or get more clear audience? My dreams are very clear. It's like, how like you watch a movie or you're watching TV or YouTube. That's how my dreams are. My dreams are very clear. There's never like, I don't wake up and be like, what does that mean? It might take like a day or two for me to kind of collect everything that happens in my dream, but it's very clear, pretty much, unless there's like some weird loony things going on. Oh, let me tell you about this dream, guys, before I get off of this, because y'all not really talking tonight. Um, I had this crazy, beautiful dream. So this dream was very futuristic. So, like celebrities that have passed on, let's just say like Michael Jackson or Tupac or Biggie, right? So in this dream, but it wasn't just celebrities, it was like people who I knew, right? So it was like you walk into this virtual place and there's like different dimensions, right? But it kind of looks like, you ever been to like a convention where like they're selling something over there, they have a booth over there, like it kind of looked like that, but it was literally different dimensions. It was crazy. Okay, so let me explain. All right, so one dimension I walked into, it was like Tupac is a rapper, for those of you who don't know. So one dimension I go in, and in this dimension I'm able to see like how Tupac grew up, how he became who he is. And then it's kind of like you can talk to him, but he's like a spirit. Isn't that crazy? Then I walked into another one, and it was like a Biggie dimension. And in this dimension, it shows you Biggie's entire life, and you're able to talk to him and everything. But it's like, and he's in a ghostly form, basically, right? Then I went into another dimension, and it was like Aretha Franklin. So I'm in there talking to Aretha Franklin. I see how she lives. You can look at that, right? Then it was interesting because they even had other dimensions of like, oh, I went into like a Leo dimension. So it was like all Leos were in there. and it was showing you like Leo traits, how Leo move in life, what Leo should do, everything Leo, all the things that Leos love was in this virtual like reality dimension. Then I went into Scorpio reality because I'm a Scorpio moon. This shit was lit. I was like, yo, I wonder if like the fifth, sixth dimension is like this. Like, this is so cool. I kept going and I noticed that I was by myself. I wasn't with no friends, no lover. Like, I was alone. I kept just going to different dimensions and like just learning different things about artists that passed on, or even myself, different zodiacs. It was so beautiful. It was lit. And I was in there for hours, guys. Hours. I don't know how long I was in those dimensions, but it was just so amazing. Isn't that crazy? Right? That's such a good dream. Your subconscious is telling you a lot. Yes. So that's another thing too. If you're not dreaming, you should be scared. I'm telling you, because I just heard Brother Yosef from New Life Tools. He talked about this. He was just like, if you claim to be a conscious person and you're not dreaming, that's not good, because your dreams tell you what level you are in your consciousness. And I did not realize that I've advanced that much. But I was in them, I was going in and out of these different dimensions and learning so much about these people and about myself. you know I didn't go into a room that was like just fully about me. I really was hoping, I woke up like, damn, how come I didn't go in a room that was just all about me? But it was about different zodiacs and different artists and actors that died. There was nobody in there who were alive. It was all dead people, basically. There was people alive, like I was alive, but like the people that passed on, it was specifically just a dimension for them, pretty much, and you can learn about their life. It was so cool. Isn't that cool? Imagine that. You never know, they probably got that already. You never know. And it was like you can talk, like I was talking to Tupac. It was like just his spirit, like he was transparent, but I was able to have like conversations and ask him questions and he answered me. It was it was so hot. Oh, I wonder if I'm gonna go back into that dream. That was so fun. That was so cool. And it didn't feel like fake. It didn't feel like just like a virtual reality type of thing or like a clone thing. It felt like I was really talking to the person, pretty much. Paradigm says, I have dreams like that as well. That seems like a real Libra Sun says, my condolences, girl. And yes, dreams will tell you what you need to know. I remember I had several dreams within a few weeks span of rodents trying to bite me. When I tell you I hate mice, and I've been seeing dead mice all over New York City, and it's just grossing me out. Ugh. Oh my God. Hey, Renee. She said Laurelton in the building. How you doing, Renee? Paradigm says, I'm ready for a new beginning and moving out of New York. I'll be right behind you with my bag. And all bets on inner guidance. My Libra says, my condolences. Oh yeah, I read that already. All right, y'all talking to yourselves. Hey, Leo the goddess, how you doing? But yeah, that has been one of the dopest dreams I've had. I just had that dream like maybe 2-3 weeks ago. That shit was crazy. Um, hmm. Another thing I realized, I had 3 conversations with 3 ex-lovers, and we were talking about how we saw each other sexually, believe it or not. And I just found the answers very interesting. I ain't gonna tell you what they said. It's none of your business. But what I will say is that if you are friends with some of your ex lovers, kind of ask them. Sometimes when y'all are together, they don't really tell you when y'all are together. But I realize, sometimes you can love somebody, but y'all are not compatible sexually, or you're not compatible chemistry wise. And that was just something like they might love you, because of other things, but y'all just don't have physical chemistry. So that was very interesting, the answers that I had got, from these ex-lovers or whatever the case is, and how communication plays a huge part in this. And I asked my ex, like, how come you didn't communicate certain things to me? I try to communicate, I tried to work with you, I tried to make things better. And he was like, I was just dumb. And I was just like, okay, I'll accept that, but when you love somebody, sex, physical chemistry, and all that is very important. So I found that to be really interesting, having these conversations with these people. And sometimes it's weird. It's like all you had to do was just communicate and maybe make it better, but some people just don't want to do that. you know um I found that to be interesting. Like, I'll say my feelings were very mutual to these lovers. And I also realized that different partners got different versions of me. So if I felt loved, I was more expressive when it came to affection. If I felt protected, I was more expressive, pretty much. And I also realized sometimes people look for things from their partners that they're not willing to give. I was talking to my ex and he was like, well, you didn't do this, you didn't do that. Did you do that for me? Nope. So how the hell you expect me to give you something that you wasn't willing to give me? What in the hell is going on? And I realize a lot of people are selfish when they're in relationships, even when it just comes to intimacy or flirting or whatever, whatever you're doing, with your partner in a sexual manner. It's just like, how could you expect your partner to guess what you want? Communication is key. Communication is key. And, hopefully the next person that I date, they're a good communicator. And then it's strange because it's like other people, I never had to tell them what I wanted. It's almost like they knew. We just, it was like synchronizing swimming when we were intimate. It's just that you can't force it. If you don't have chemistry with someone, you just don't have chemistry with someone. And that could actually ruin a relationship pretty much. And I also realized there's other things about me that men like, these particular men liked, to why they stayed with me. Even if our sex life was low in energy, they still stayed with me because they liked my personality. They liked the energy I brought. They liked the food I cooked. It's like, what? That is so crazy. That's really interesting. And even me, I might have not liked it, but I felt protected with that person, or I felt loved by that person, even though our sex life was not what I was used to, you know, basically. Very interesting. Definitely talk to your partner, communicate certain things, because it's like your partner can't guess, because there's other partners, there's people from my 20s still chasing me down and they had no complaints, you know? But it was just because I had chemistry with those people and I just don't have chemistry with these people. So I had some really interesting conversations with three of my ex-lovers, pretty much. And that's probably why I would never go backwards. Never go backwards, because you can be good friends, but if you don't have that chemistry, you can't force it. You cannot force it. Hey, Battle, what's up? Dreams could also be signs of what the future is like. Maybe your dream is about what's to come. Maybe they're working on it. Maybe it exists already, but we don't have access to it. That is so cool. Samantha, I've had several precognitive dreams in my life. Let me see. Sorry if you hear noise in the background with my uncle. He's screaming about something. I don't know. Let's see. Ashley says, okay, Plant Seed says, energy never dies. Ashley says, they don't want to express vulnerability. That's exactly what it was, Ashley. It's fear. They don't have a stable spiritual and emotional foundation. Paradigm says communication sucks nowadays. Exactly. I I couldn't believe the conversations that I had with these individuals, and it just didn't make sense. And I was just like, wow, I didn't realize that especially men were like this. Like, I see women complaining about it, married women complaining about it, but a lot of men just don't express how they feel. Instead, they'll just go like cheat on their wife or their girlfriend when all you had to do is just communicate to her what you want or like what you dislike, and then maybe y'all could work on it. Like, yo, that's crazy. That is just so crazy to me. And it just did not make sense. Like, one of my lovers, we dealt for 8 years. And I was just like, wait a minute. If there was certain things in our sex life that you did not like for 8 long years, even when I tried to end things after 8 years, you literally wanted to fight me. That's not adding up. He was like, no, it was good. It was good. It was just like, I just wanted this, and that. And I'm just like, why didn't you say that? And also, everything that these men say they wanted, they didn't do. What? First of all, I'm the woman, and women need to get warmed up, if you know what I mean. Why do you think, as a man, a woman should make the first move all the time you're intimate? Huh? What? I'm the one that needs water flowing. You're the man. So you think a woman is supposed to initiate sex all the time? That's fucking weird. That is just weird to me. No, both partners are supposed to initiate intimacy. I was just like, huh? Yeah, I definitely would not want to get back with you because you couldn't even communicate what you wanted sexually. What is wrong with you? And there are some people who think their partner is supposed to do all the work. So I'm supposed to do the seducing, I'm supposed to do the flirting, the texting, the photos, the this, the that, and you do nothing. Make it make sense. And with other partners, I did not have that issue. I gave, they gave. They gave, I gave. It was just a natural flow. But there are some people who are just selfish and they don't have the energy. They don't have sex appeal, and they expect their partner to have all this sex appeal, have all this je ne sais quoi, you know, and they're supposed to do all the work. No, it doesn't work like that. And I feel like, especially as a man, if you are like too scared to kiss a woman, then that means to me you're going to be scared in the bedroom. And that's how my ex was. I literally had to kiss him first when we met, and it was just like, huh? This is weird. Like, so you mean to tell me every girl you dated, you waited for her to make the first move on you? Dude, you're 36 years old. If you don't know how to make the first move on a woman at 36 years old, you have a problem. And I don't think a lot of people understand that the way you're raised and a lot of your healing work has a lot is connected to how you are sexually, basically. So I found that very interesting. Ashley says, if they ask you for something, then that puts the power in your hands. I also think it's a lack of trust Plus, they fear rejection, especially sexual rejection. Yeah, that could be it too. That's so true. I'm just very communicative, whatever the word is. I always ask, like, when I get in a relationship or a partner, I'm always asking them, "What do you like? What are you into? What's a no no? What's a go go?" Like, I'm very mature in that sense. Like, I need to see, like, if we have that chemistry there, pretty much. But yeah, that was something that was very interesting that I learned recently. I was just like, wow, there's a lot of selfish people out there that want certain things from their partner because they lack it within themselves. So because they lack it, they expect their partner to give more in that area where they lack. Mm-hmm. One-sided, no turtle doves. Yeah, I was just like, wait a minute, you're asking for all, you wanted me to do all of this, but you don't do that. What the fuck are you talking about? Yeah, very interesting. And I think I made them realize, like, oh shoot, you're right. I didn't do that. How could I want that from you when I didn't even do that? Like, you're telling me I lack something when, I think that people mimic energy. Like, oh, I hold your hand, you hold my hand. I give you a kiss, you give me a kiss. They literally wanted me to do everything, but they weren't being affectionate at all. It's just weird. It is like, I'm a mirror when I'm in a relationship. I think Leos too, we're mirror. Like, so if I have a partner that like took me out to dinner, then the next time we go out, I might pay for dinner. I tend to mirror the person I'm in a relationship with. If you're not being touchy touchy, I'm not going to be touchy touchy because I'm assuming you don't like that. You get it? It's like, how could you ask of your partner of something that you're not? It's very strange to me. So hey Alicia, what's up, girl? How you been? Yes, exactly. No more 90 versus 10% nonsense. And yeah, so that was a lot of clarity for me that I needed, and I'm glad that I had that conversation with them. And it made me realize how selfish they are and like where they lack. And basically, they wanted me to just feel where they lack at. And it's like, nah, dude, it doesn't work like that. And I used to feel, at some point, I used to feel like, dang, maybe I'm not attractive enough. Maybe my ex is not attracted to me the whole entire time. It's him lacking in himself or lacking confidence, basically. Whew. Deep, 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 deep. I just had to, I know that's like not on topic, but I just had to share that with y'all because a lot of times you can feel so insecure in relationships. I was starting to feel a little insecure because I wasn't used to that. I'm used to men being all over me. I'm a Leo, so we're fire signs. So normally when I get into a relationship or even a casual relationship, my libido is skyrocket. That man is all over me. I'm all over him. But with my ex, it was just like very mild. It wasn't even a flame. It was like a match. you know? It was like, it wasn't bad, but it was just like, it was just awkward. Like, he didn't know what foreplay was. He didn't know, just making out and things like that. It was just like, how have you been in relationships with women? Are these women jumping on you every time y'all are intimate? Huh? Whoa. And I'm not masculine like that. I can do both. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to be with a partner where I have to initiate sex every fucking time. That's weird. That's very strange. Uh, Ashley says they lack self reflection. Ashley says you were saved from them. Can you imagine being with someone like that as a husband? No, I couldn't. I could not. And you know what sucks? What also sucks is he was so great at other things. He was a provider, a protector, you know, just really great in other areas, but intimacy is very important. Money and intimacy is very important in relationship. But through time, it started to make me feel like, whoa, this man's not attracted to me because I am not used to that. He's a Virgo. And when I think back to it, I've never had great intimate relationships with Virgo. It's just not a match for me. Pisces are like my match. Taurus, my match. Aries men, my match. They're like, I literally had to run from them. Like, all right, now I had enough. Can I get a break, please? And it was very mutual. Sometimes I would approach them. Sometimes they would approach me. Texting, photos, conversation. It was, all the time. So it was weird. And he was just like, oh, you're not being seductive, or what are you talking about? I'm telling you, my ex literally, we would be in public. You know how like you see couples and they'll be holding hands? He would never do that. Or like a man slaps a woman's ass or something like that. He would never do that behind closed doors or even outdoors. What? That was just so weird to me. I had never been around a man who wanted to be with me, who wanted to be around me, but wasn't touching me or wasn't flirting with me. It was the strangest thing. It was strange. Don't force it. When you don't have chemistry with somebody, just let it go. Y'all are just meant to be friends, okay? You're a Pisces paradigm? Yeah, Pisces is my match. They're just my match. Yeah, my favorite lover is a tie between Pisces, Taurus, and Aries. Those are like my top three lovers, so to say. But I would say this: I probably wouldn't marry a Pisces, but I would probably marry a Taurus. If I ever get married, I would probably want to marry a Taurus, pretty much. But those are my top three men, and I just never have issues with them. Even Capricorn, I've been with Capricorn men, and we were good. I don't know what that was about. The Scorpio lover, he said it was good, but he just wanted me to do more. And I said, but you didn't do more. How could you want all this freak stuff, but you ain't a freak? I just thought that was interesting, and I remember us having conversations back then about, because, you sleep with somebody for 8 years, you're gonna get bored. I remember like saying to him, like, let's try new things, and he just never did it. He just wanted the same way all the time. It was good, but it was just like, can we try new things? So I feel like people have to love you or be into you in order to try new things. So with Scorpio, he said it was good, but he just wanted to explore more. No, you didn't, because when I approached you about exploring more, you didn't explore. The Libra said he has no complaints. The Libra said he had no complaints, pretty much. The Libra said he feels like I am open and I am reserved at the same time. And he says he feels he's the same way too. Libra says, I ain't know. Libra told me, Libra's the last man I was with from last year. Libra said, I'm into all that freaky shit. I like regular sex. I thought that was so funny. And it was fine. I don't need someone doing backflips, but if you want to do backflips, we can do that. I think that it doesn't need to be backflips in order for it to be good. It just needs to be good, meaning you have good chemistry, you're attracted to them, it's, good once you get there. It's not boring. But, vanilla is okay too. But complaining about certain things and you're not that. You can't say someone's not freaky if you're not a freak yourself. You get what I'm trying to say? It's like, what are you talking about? What did you do freaky? Not a damn thing. Capricorn gang. No, he's not gay. I don't think he's gay. I think I'm gonna be real with you. This is what I think. So he has a narcissistic mom and narcissistic women in his family. I think people don't realize that sex is not just about physical, it's about emotional connection too. Okay. And it's also about confidence. I think when you lack confidence, like my ex does, when you lack confidence, you cannot be free sexually. All right. Regardless if I'm a big girl, I have confidence. So, when I get there with somebody, I'm not like hiding my body or, you know, he's kind of like that. He's not confident in his body. He's not confident in his size. He's not confident, so he can't perform well in the bedroom. He's overthinking everything. You can't be sexual. You can't be fluid. You can't be sensual if you're thinking about your body. He has a nice body. To me, I think he does. But if you're not confident, and on top of that, if you lack being able to connect with a woman emotionally, how can you feel safe to have sex with a woman? And then now it's making sense why he's such this great catch but can't keep a woman. He's excellent on paper. He's financially stable. He's intelligent. He's in shape. He has a car. He has his own house. Oh, this is why you can't keep a woman, because you emotionally cannot connect. That's the reason why. So, no, he's not gay. I think that he can't emotionally connect. He doesn't understand. Some men don't even understand that the woman's body is different from a man's body. He's acting more like the feminine. This is why I think he probably needs more of a masculine woman. I'm more feminine. You get what I'm trying to say? So two feminines can't be together. He's a feminine, I'm a feminine. The reason why the Taurus or Pisces and the Aries work for me, because I mostly attract Taurus masculines, masculine Pisces, and then masculine Aries. And this is why those have been a match for me, because my feminine and their masculine is a match. You can't have two feminines. Maybe in a lesbian relationship that works, maybe not. But no, it's not going to work. Y'all get it? Oh, Paradigm, you never had a girlfriend? Oh, how old are you, Paradigm? I don't know what you look like. Why you never had a girlfriend? You're not ugly, are you? Ashley said, a guy that did me evil ended up getting another girl pregnant. I was saved. Ooh. I realized rejection is God's protection. Yes, it is. And it's a blessing. It's so true. Paradigm says, Dan, that's crazy. Ashley, you were safe for them. Can you imagine? Oh, yeah. I already said that. Alicia, I suspect you're right. If he has a narcissistic women in his family, he probably wants women to be more like them. Yes, Alicia, you get it. And this explains why so we broke up, and years later, he a few months ago, he got with a girl, and this girl's rejecting him, mistreating him, and now he's chasing her. But he didn't chase me. Because I am not like the women in his family. I was loving him, nurturing him, being kind to him, cooking for him, being soft with him, being respectful to him, never cursed him out like the women in his family, not mistreating him. So he acknowledged my feminine energy and was addicted to it. He loved to be in my energy, but he's not sexually attracted to me because he wants a woman to treat him like shit. He's been treated like shit by every woman in his life, including his mama. Why would he be in love with me? He can't be in love with me. I am nothing he's never had before. This is why he's chasing behind this woman now who told him, leave me alone. I don't love you. I don't want to be with you. Get away from me. And he's, sitting outside my house telling me about this girl that he doesn't understand. Why doesn't she want him? So yes, how you are raised, and I went through this too. I used to date narcissistic men as well. I'm not attracted to narcissistic men anymore. So that's what happens. You are not used to, you're going to be more attracted to people who make you feel like how your parents make you feel, whoever raised you, basically. So he's looking for a woman of that energy of how his mother and the women in his family treat him. I am too pure for him. I'm too loving for him. I think his spirit wants a woman like me, but I think he'll be more turned on by a woman who curses him out, slaps him up, disrespects him, and all of that. I'm the woman he really needs, but he's not ready for me. He needs that healing. This is why he hasn't fully let me go and still does things for me, because I think in the back of his conscious, it's like, damn, I need to be with a woman like Angelique. But he keeps chasing narcissistic women and women who are rejecting him. Because what we do is we date people that remind us of the people who raised us, because it's almost like we couldn't get those people to love us. So it's almost like we do it through who we date, pretty much. And I did that. I loved toxic men when I was younger, and narcissistic men, because it's like I couldn't make my daddy love me, or I couldn't make my mommy love me, so I'm gonna try to make this I'm gonna try to heal them. He kept telling this girl, he said, she has family problems, I got family problems. And I kept telling her, like, I can hold her hand and we can get through this together. And I'm looking at him like, bro, what? Leave that girl alone. Go heal. You go heal and she go heal, and y'all can get back together later on. I'm too pure for him. Oh, you're 29, single by choice? I was just joking. I don't think you ugly. I was just messing with you. Oh, Libra says, I feel like a lot of Virgo men are feminine. Yeah, it's a feminine sign. My last guy was a Virgo and he was sensitive. They're very sensitive. Oh my gosh, very sensitive. I can't even joke with like Virgo men. I can't joke with them. They're not my match. I already told my ex, I was like, you're the last Virgo. I will never date another Virgo ever again. I already told him that. Battle says, for me, I need the whole package, spiritually, physically, emotionally, and mentally. If you don't have it, oh well, exactly. Same here. Ashley, many people marry people like their parents. Yep. They try to heal unhealed wounds by dating people just like their parents. Yes, exactly. Alicia, I went through the same thing with my ex Virgo, and his mom was in and out of his life. So I definitely get it. He was staying with me, but he would have chased someone who treated him much worse. Yes, yeah. I am just so thankful. Like, and I didn't just learn this. I peeped this from when I was dating him, but it came more clear to me. God wanted to show me this year, like, it wasn't you. You were good for him. I sent you to him, but he just wasn't ready. Sometimes God will send you to somebody, but they're not ready to receive your love, and it's sad. It's really, really sad. A lot of these people they can't digest your love. It's too pure. You know how, like, you might eat some caviar, you might eat some lobster. It's too strong for your system. Our love is too strong for their system. They don't comprehend it. They don't get it. I was so good to this man. I gave him no drama. We never argued. Whenever I said, I meant it. I gave this man pure love. Anything he wanted, I did. I was a listening ear. I cooked for him every week. I mean, rubbed his back. I would just sit there while he was painting some days and just be quiet and just be his muse. I was such a good girlfriend to him, but he did not want that love. It doesn't feel comfortable to him. It don't feel right to him. He wants a toxic bitch because that's what's in his family. And don't let these experiences make you feel like you're not worthy. You're overqualified. You're overqualified to be with these broken ass people. I'm telling you. And he's such a sweetheart. He is such a sweetheart. We're very good friends, you know? So sorry, Virgo, if you ever come across this video. I don't mean to bash you, but the truth is the truth. I love you, you know, I care for you, but you're just not you're not ready. Plant seeds, I would never ever date a Scorpio man again. I totally get it. I know Scorpio men like the back of my hand. They're not easy to be with. They're not. They could be feminine too. Scorpio men could be very feminine too. Virgos like to fix and improve things, so he needs a woman to. Yes, I. There was nothing really to fix about me. There really isn't. The only thing that he was able to fix sometimes or rescue me with is financially, and that's what he does now. He'll still give me money, you know, and that's it. There was nothing else that he needed to fix about me. I already did my daddy trauma healing work. I already did my mother wound healing work. You know, I'm a healer myself. You know, I'm fully aware of the things that I need to heal and things that I've healed from. There was nothing that needed to be fixed with me. Basically, the only thing that he was able to save me from was helping me out financially. That's it. I wasn't broken enough. And that's fine. You know, I love him. I wish him the best. I hope he finds his energetic match. I'm not his energetic match, basically. I love Scorpio men too, but they're too feminine for me. Like I've only had one Scorpio man like like treat me like, well, first of all, they were a narcissist. It was my ex best friend who was a guy. He was gay though, and he would like wine and dine me, buy me things. But I don't really think that. I think the only reason why he was that way was because he grew up with a father who was a provider, and he saw like that southern lifestyle. You know how men are gentlemen and things like that. But other Scorpios, no. It was almost like agonizing for them to provide and to be a leader and stuff like that. So yeah, I like having fun with Scorpios. I like being friends with them. I like being intimate with them, but that's it. I would never marry a Scorpio. Um I attract so many Scorpios. I attract Scorpio women and men. They love me because I have a Scorpio moon. But yeah, they're too feminine for me. You know, I've had like some Scorpio men like, oh, what are you gonna buy me? And I'm like, what? Buy you? What are you talking about? I'm not spending my money on you. Get the fuck out of here. Especially if you haven't spent no money on me. Why would I just buy you something? Like, they're too feminine for me. Yeah, I don't like that. I grew up with a provider, so I expect the man that I'm with to be a provider. Or like basic shit, like pay for dates, give me something for my birthday. I'm not asking you to pay my bills, but they're just strange like that, you know. Mm-mm. They cool though. I love talking to them. They're cool, but that's it. I like Sagittarius men as friends, but not as lovers. I've never dated a Sagittarius, even though they say that Leo women and Sagittarius men are perfect for each other. My dad was a Sagittarius, and that man was crazy as shit. I don't know what my mama was thinking. What my mama was thinking. My dad was so obnoxious. Very good businessman. I like Sagittarius men's wisdom and business mindset. Um, but that's about it. I've never dated a Sagittarius ever, ever, ever. Um, their ego is really bad. They have big egos. They don't like rejection. So I was friends with this Sag man for 3 years. And during New Year's, we met up the beginning of the year for New Year's Eve week. We met up and we were clubbing together. We went to a party together, not clubbing, but it's like a lounge. And we danced all night and we made out. And then after the party, he was like, "Well, can I go home with you?" And I was just like, "No, like, I'm not sleeping with you. But I'm attracted to you, but I'm not sleeping with you." And I have not heard from that man. It is now September, and that man, Sagittarius, will not talk to me. He still follows me on TikTok, but he will not talk to me. So when they don't get their way, they will eliminate you pretty much. So that's something I don't like about them. I just admire their intelligence, their talents, their work ethic, their wisdom, and that's it. Pretty much. That's what I think about Sag men. I think they're smart, I think they're wise. I think that they can make a lot of money in their lifetime if they use the energy that God has given to them. But I don't think I'll end up dating a Sagittarius man. Pretty much. I like that. Plant C says levels to the Earth School. So true. Libra says, "Oh my God, I feel like Sagittarius men just don't give up." Yeah, they don't. My dad was so fucking annoying. Libra, yes, I think they are nuts. Nah, I'm not intimidated by Sag men at all. I don't have to like them romantically. And I think that y'all need to just accept that. I am not intimidated by Sag men at all. So I'm intimidated by my dad? No. Wasn't intimidated by him at all. I have Sag male friends I grew up with. They're cool as shit. I'm just not attracted to them. There's nothing about them that turns me on. I'm not attracted to Sag men. I look at them as like a homeboy. That's it. Like every time they could be fine as hell, but every time like I meet a Sag man, I'm not sexually attracted to him. He could be very good looking, tall, body yada yada. I'm just not attracted to them. There's nothing about their energy that attracts me to them. I like them as a friend, and that's it. I told you the story. Like I had a male friend, and he was a Sag, and he tried to RAPE me because he could not take rejection. I already told him from the beginning, like he's like, "Oh, I like you." And I'm like, "I don't like you like that. I like you as a friend. Do you want to continue the friendship?" He was like, "Yeah." And then we were hanging out at my house and he tried to RAPE me. So no thank you. I'm not intimidated by any man. There's no man in the zodiac I'm intimidated by at all. I'm a Leo. You really think I'm intimidated by a man? It's a masculine sign at all. I just, people do not have to like you. We don't have to be attracted to you. You know, y'all are cool. Y'all are wise. Y'all are smart. Y'all are many things, but I'm just not sexually attracted to Sag men. That's all. Paradigm Collector says Sag women are crazier. Yeah, I got some stories about Sag women too. They was all right. They was cool. I never been like close to a Sag woman though. We've been cool. They cool to party with. They're cool to do business with. They always know a lot of people. They're fun. Sag women are so fun. I like them. I like them. But I don't attract them like that. I've only had a couple of Sag women in my life. Wonder how they doing. It's not like like we got into an argument. We just like went the separate ways. But I'm a fire sign. They're a fire sign, so I kind of get it. Sag would disappear. They're ghosters. Sages are ghosters. Like y'all would be hot, 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 hanging out all the time, and then one day they just ghost you, and you don't see them for months. I had like a really close friend. I met him when I was 16. He was a Sag, and like we hung out probably for like from like 16 to like 19, and then one day he just ghosted me like for no reason, no argument, no nothing. Then he popped back up. We probably hung out for like another 3 years, and then he just ghosted me. And then when they pop back up, they want to like start off where like they left you. And it's like, dude, I haven't seen you in like 3 years. Like, I don't really know you. Like, so much has happened. I'm like a different person. It was maybe last year, right before I deleted my Instagram, the stage from when I was 16. I probably hadn't seen him since, I don't know, maybe, I don't know. I probably hadn't seen him for 10 years. He told his ex-girlfriend who was following me on Instagram to give me his number to call him. I laughed. I said, LOL, thanks, girl. I never called that guy. Hell no. 10 years? Dude, I haven't seen you in 10 years. Why would I call you in 10 years? My dad, the same way. Ghost, how you ghost your own children. And then pops up when I'm 18. Oh, let's hang out. I love you. I miss you. Nah, I'm good. 2 years later, 20 years old, he dies. Like, they're very unstable. They're unstable when it comes to relationships. Plant seeds, Leo, rulers of the kingdom. Thank you. That's a good compliment. Yep. They definitely give party vibes. Social, then reclusive. Yeah. There's no sign that I dislike. There's just signs that I just won't date or I just won't be friends with. Pretty much. I pretty much fuck with everybody, but I don't date Virgo men. And there's just some certain signs that I just don't take seriously. That's all. I will say I don't make friends with Gemini women because I have horrible experiences with them. But I'll be cool with you. I respect you. I treat everybody the same, but no one has to like you. People say they hate Leos all the time. I don't give a shit. I don't care. They say Leos are liars. This Virgo woman at work called me a narcissist. I was like, oh, what's your sign? She was like, oh, I'm a Virgo. I said, oh, okay, cool. And then she was like, oh, what is your sign? I said, Leo. She said, oh, the narcissist. And I was just like, okay. I didn't get mad. I still spoke to her the next day. If that's what you think about Leos, that's what you think about Leos. As long as you know who you are as a person, why would you get mad that somebody is speaking about your sign? That's their experience with you or your sign. Don't get upset. It just is what it is. Even like with my zodiac videos on here, people get mad. Why are you mad? If it's not true, why are you mad? It doesn't make any sense. I have Leo videos up talking about my own sign. Come on, man. It's just that people don't like to be criticized. They don't like to be critiqued, and they don't like to work on their flaws. That's what it is. They think they're perfect. No, you're not. Sometimes you're obnoxious, you're annoying, you're boring. People just don't like you. Your energy is whack. Sometimes it's that. Sometimes it's not even your sign. It's just you. Paradigm, facts. I'm at a point where I don't care if people like me or not. Nope, you shouldn't. As long as you like yourself, you love yourself, there should be nothing anyone can say. If you really care about what that person is saying, now don't get me wrong, of course, like your spouse comes to you, your child comes to you, says, hey, I don't like this, can you work on this? That's different. But total strangers, why would you get mad a total stranger has an opinion about your zodiac sign? It's just weird to me. To me, it means that you're triggered, and it might mean that you believe it, or you have low self-esteem and you get triggered easily. That's what I think that's about, pretty much. But I'm starving now. I gotta go eat dinner. What time is it? Oh yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock. I gotta go eat dinner. I haven't ate since this afternoon. I'm hungry now. I had an amazing chat with you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to donate. Don't forget to book your phone session. I do phone sessions. We could talk about spirituality, or you're just looking for an empathetic listener. We could talk about chosen one journey. We can talk about your spiritual journey, your healing journey, or you just need to talk. You can book with me. How to book will be in the comment section. When I get out the video, I post how you can book in the comment section, how you can donate in the comment section. Okay. Have an amazing week. I'll probably be back next week to chat with y'all, okay? Being that I am unemployed again until I find another job. I will be back on live and probably doing some videos if I have the spiritual energy too. And yeah, have a great week. And remember to protect your energy. Watch out for them desperate spirits, okay? Watch out for them desperate souls trying to look for you as a spiritual plug so they can charge up, okay? Good night, everybody. Love you. Talk to you soon.